Hello everyone. Welcome back to Project Takif. Today, we are starting our new chapter. Chapter 9, A General Survey of Socio-Cultural Reform Movements. The Bengal Vanguard, Raja Ram Mohan Roy and the Brahmo Samaj. The versatile genius of Raja Ram Mohan Roy, 1772 to 1833. Raja Ram Mohan Roy is universally acknowledged as the father of Indian Renaissance and the maker of modern India. He believed in a modern scientific approach and the principles of human dignity and social equality. A staunch monotheist, he published Gift to Monotheists, Tufatul Muwahideen, in 1809 and translated the Vedas and 5 Upanishads into Bengali to prove that ancient Hindu texts supported his conviction. In 1814, he established the Atmiya Sabha, Society of Friends, in Calcutta to propagate monotheistic ideals and campaign against idolatry, caste rigidities, and meaningless rituals. He famously declared that the Vedanta is based on reason and that departures from scriptures are justified if reason demands it. In his Precepts of Jesus, 1820, he sought to separate the moral message of the New Testament from its miracle stories. The foundation and tenets of the Brahmo Samaj. Roy founded the Brahmo Sabha in August 1828, later renamed the Brahmo Samaj, to institutionalize his mission. The Samaj was committed to the worship of the eternal, unsearchable, immutable being and prohibited all forms of image worship, statues, or carvings in its buildings. The long-term agenda was to purify Hinduism through the twin pillars of reason and the Upanishads. Key features included denouncing polytheism and idol worship, discarding faith in divine avatars, incarnations, denying the ultimate authority of any scripture over human reason, taking no definite stand on the doctrine of karma or transmigration of the soul, leaving it to individual belief, criticizing the caste system, social reform and education. Ram Mohan was a determined crusader against sati, starting his struggle in 1818 by citing sacred texts to prove it lacked religious sanction. His efforts culminated in the 1829 government regulation declaring sati a crime. He also campaigned against polygamy and for women's inheritance rights. In education, he supported David Hare's Hindu College 1817 and established the Vedanta College 1825, where both Indian learning and Western physical sciences were offered. As a pioneer in Indian journalism, he published journals in Bengali, Hindi, English, and Persian. Schisms and the post-Roy era. After Roy's death in 1833, Debendranath Tagore revitalized the movement, joining in 1842. He had previously headed the Tattva Bodhini Sabha, founded 1839, which focused on systematic studies of India's past. The movement saw a surge when Keshav Chandra Sen joined in 1858. Sen was instrumental in popularizing the Samaj outside Bengal, but his radical views, such as support for intercaste marriages, led to his dismissal as Acharya in 1865. This caused the first split. 1. Brahmo Samaj of India, 1866, led by Keshav Chandra Sen. 2. Adi Brahmo Samaj, Tagore's original group. A second split occurred in 1878 when Sen married his 13-year-old daughter to the Maharaja of Cooch Behar with orthodox rituals, leading to the formation of the Sadharan Brahmo Samaj by Ananda Mohan Bose and Shiv Chandra Deb. Radical intellectualism and scholar reformers. Henry Vivian Desrosiers and the Young Bengal movement. During the late 1820s, a radical intellectual trend emerged led by the Anglo-Indian Henry Vivian Desrosiers, who taught at Hindu College. Drawing from the French Revolution, the Desrosiers inspired pupils to think rationally and question authority. Desrosiers is considered the first nationalist poet of modern India. While their radicalism was bookish and lacked mass links, they were the first to demand the induction of Indians into higher services and the protection of riots from zamindars. Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, 1820 to 1891. Vidyasagar, the principal of Sanskrit College, broke the priestly monopoly of scriptural knowledge by opening the college to non-Brahmins. He was a great humanist who evolved a modern Bengali prose style. His primary legacy is the Hindu Widows Remarriage Act 1856, achieved by using Vedic texts to prove that religion sanctioned such marriages. The social revolutionaries of Western India. The pioneers, Jambhekar and the Mandali. Bal Shastri Jambhekar, 1812–46, pioneered social reform through journalism, starting the newspaper Darpan in 1832 to instill a scientific approach. In 1849, the Paramhansa Mandali was founded in Maharashtra as a secret society. Its founders, including Dadoba Pandurang, were primarily interested in breaking caste rules. At meetings, members ate food cooked by lower caste people. Jyotirao Phule, 1827–1890, and Savitribai Phule. Jyotirao Phule, a member of the Mali community, organized the Satyashodhak Samaj 1873 with leaders from backward classes like Telis, Kunbis and Dhangars. He wanted total social transformation, not just reform, and is believed to have introduced the word Dalit. He propagated simple, inexpensive marriage ceremonies that made Brahmin priests redundant. Phule was awarded the title Mahatma in 1888. Alongside his wife Savitribai, he opened a school for girls in Pune in 1848. Savitribai Phule became the first female school teacher of modern India and later guided the Samaj after Jyotirao's death. Her poetry includes Kavya Phule. Pioneers of Dalit upliftment. Gopal Baba Valankar, considered by Ambedkar as the pioneer of the Dalit movement, he worked against caste discrimination in Raigad. He founded the Anarya Dosh Parihar Mandali and launched the first Dalit newspaper, Vittal Vidvasak. Kisan Faguji Bansod, 1879–46, established the Chokha Mela Girls' School in Nagpur and published journals like Majur Patrika. Vitthal Ramji Shinde, 1873–44, founded the Depressed Classes Mission in 1906 in Bombay to provide education and solve the problems of untouchables. Rationalism and social service. Gopal Hari Deshmukh Lokahitavadi was a rationalist who argued that if religion does not sanction social reform, then religion should be changed. Gopal Ganesh Agarkar criticized the false glorification of the past, served as the first editor of Kesari, and later started his own periodical Sudharak to speak against the caste system. Gopal Krishna Gokhale founded the Servants of India Society in 1905 to train national missionaries. N.M. Joshi founded the Social Service League to better the conditions of the masses. Spiritual Universalism and Revivalism. The Ramakrishna Movement and Swami Vivekananda. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, 1836–86, a priest at Dakshineshwar, emphasized that, as many faiths, so many paths. His message was popularized by Swami Vivekananda, Narendranath Datta, who emerged as the preacher of Neo-Hinduism. At the 1893 Parliament of Religions in Chicago, Vivekananda called for a balance between Western materialism and Eastern spiritualism. In 1897, he founded the Ramakrishna Mission for humanitarian relief and social work, advocating the doctrine that the service of Jiva, living objects, is the worship of Shiva. Dayananda Saraswati and the Arya Samaj. Founded in 1875, the Arya Samaj was led by Dayananda Saraswati, who gave the slogan, "Back to the Vedas." He believed the Vedas were the rock of ages and infallible. He criticized later scriptures like the Puranas for perverting Hinduism and attacked the hereditary caste system, instead subscribing to the merit-based Chaturvarna system. The Samaj split in 1893 over the curriculum of DAV College. 1. College Party, led by Lala Hansraj, favored Western education. 2. Mahatma Party, led by Swami Shraddhanand, established the Gurukul Kangri, 1902, to provide an indigenous alternative to Macaulay's policy. Regional and target-specific movements. Reforms in South India. The SNDP movement was started by Sri Narayan Guru, 1856–1828, among the Ezavas of Kerala. He installed a Shivalinga at Aruvipuram in 1888 to show that consecrating idols was not a monopoly of higher castes. His slogan was, "One religion, one caste, one God for mankind." This provided the foundation for the temple entry movement, highlighted by the Vaikom Satyagraha 1924, led by K.P. Kesava. Targeted social organizations. Seva Sadan, founded by the Parsi reformer Behramji M. Malabari in 1908 to care for socially discarded women. His efforts led to the Age of Consent Act. Dev Samaj, founded in 1887 by Shiv Narayan Agnihotri, emphasizing the eternity of the soul and the supremacy of the Guru. Dharma Sabha, founded by Radhakant Dev 1830, specifically to counter the Brahmo Samaj and defend the status quo. Indian Social Conference, founded by M.G. Ranade, it was the social reform cell of the Congress and launched the pledge movement against child marriage. Islamic, Parsi and Sikh reform streams. Islamic reform movements. Wahhabi movement, a revivalist response seeking a return to pure Islam. Titu Mir's movement, organized Muslim peasants of Bengal against mostly Hindu landlords and British planters. Faraizi movement, founded by Haji Shariatullah 1819. Under his son Dudu Mian, it became revolutionary, asking followers not to pay rent to zamindars. Aligarh movement, led by Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, who sought to reconcile Western scientific education with the Quran. He founded the Muhammadan Anglo-Oriental College 1875 and opposed Parda and polygamy. Deoband School, an orthodox revivalist movement formed by the ulema to keep the spirit of jihad alive against foreign rulers while instruction was in original Islamic religion. Parsi and Sikh reforms. Parsi, the Rahnumai Mazda Yasin Sabha 1851, worked to restore the purity of Zoroastrianism. Its journal was Rast Guftar. The Sikh, the Namdhari Kuka movement, sought political and social reforms. Later, the Singh Sabha movement 1873 established Khalsa schools and the Akali movement arose to liberate Gurdwaras from corrupt Mahants. The Theosophical movement. Founded in New York 1875 and shifted to Adyar in 1882, it gained popularity under Annie Besant. She laid the foundation of Central Hindu College 1898, which became the nucleus for Banaras Hindu University. Significance of the reawakening. Positive aspects. These movements liberated the individual from the fear of priests, simplified rituals through vernacular languages, and emphasized the human intellect's capacity to reason. They provided the cultural roots needed to combat the colonial taunt that Indian society was decadent. Negative aspects. They had a narrow social base, urban middle class, and often appealed to a lost purity of the past, which inadvertently contributed to the rise of communal consciousness and partitioned Indian history into hostile camps. If you found this strategic overview helpful, please like, subscribe, and share this journey with your fellow aspirants.